All right. Let's get some live update going. It's been a while since I sat down like this and just give it a talk, I guess. So recently, I guess school been going well, really focusing a lot on learning and evaluating and just a perspective, simply just learning from other and looking at other. Because I realize oftentimes in today's world, we got lack of ambitious and patience to stay curious with the surrounding as well as looking toward patterns. Just as example, as I see like in today's business world or anything with such an AI boom and everything, oftentimes things get consumed and trendy stuff leaves very fast. So that really left me with a really deep thinking of seeing how if you want to get to see some result, you have to dive deep on your roots. So the further you get to go, the bigger the roots you need. Just like a tree growing up, honestly. If a tree have to grow tall and grow big, they gotta have a lot of roots. So you gotta dig deep and have a good base. Just like in learning, I'll say. So right now, oftenly when I go out to friends and stuff, they often ask like how in the real estate, when are you going to sell a house? When are you going to invest? Like people all around you just want to see result, but all you need to do is just focus on yourself. There ain't no rush that you need to prove to anyone because this is a game of your own choice. It's not a game to prove to someone else. It's not a game that someone meant to make for you either. And I recently got into more reading as well. I think that was really a great thing for me to get calm and wait for me to reflect weekly, waking up every day at 6, reading, hit the gym, staying focused, mind getting straight. Like I think it's very productive. At some point I get tired too. So realizing understanding when to take the break is also important as well. So when I first started with this book, the 0 to 1, I think is pretty great. So far I'm like halfway in, and I also finished Atomic Habit as well as many more like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and Day Trading Attention, among with all the other book I read over this time. And it's been a while since I updated. But just on a curiosity, this is like a documentary just for my own. Oftentimes I realize we care too much of what other opinion, what others say, and just lost track of our own because that's how I failed my first time, such as in investing. I was day trading. I was pushing everything to the max limit because simply just want to see the result fast, fast, fast. Especially like today's world, you got like people scrolling to TikTok, Instagram, instantly swipe past everything. Like you just see things happen so fast, and we have lack of patience. Just like simply reading a book. A lot of us eager to not read a book and just look for the summary because they want to consume it fast, and I understand totally. Because in today's world, who doesn't want to use AI and utilize it? It's a way of leverage, and we do have to get into learning in advance of taking advantage of using the AI because it saves us time. That's what technology is meant for. Think about every single technology that was made in today's world. Does it not improve our life quality or save time, right? So it really make a huge change here. It's really called 0 to 1, just as I'm reading to this book too, because where when you make the changes in the AI industry or technology industry, you're creating something absolutely new and you might have a monopoly in the market. And sometimes having monopoly doesn't mean it's bad. Like they might sound evil and stuff, but understanding the fact that having monopoly itself sometimes may be really good and dominant, just like Apple. They're very dominant. They own the monopoly whole market of a software company too. Because you think about it, every software company, if they want to put their app on Apple, they have to go through Apple, right? And Apple owns this domination. And more than like I say, a lot of the app are focusing on generating maybe just mobile friendly user apps. So just like if you look at TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, the type of app people use today are typically mostly on the phone because it's the fastest way to consume. And as I finished my other book, Atomic Habit, I realizing just like daily scrolling to short video, whatever, it forms a habit. We are often doing stuff in a rapid cycle where certain thing may become a habit where daily use where we don't gotta use much of our brain. Because I believe in human evolution, it's kind of like abnormal to really use our brain to think. Which so the people that who are willing to think are stressed, they're evolving into another type of species, I'll say. Although we are still human, but if you look at it from another standpoint, they're moving towards more deeper understanding in certain topic, certain thing. And just like what I see in school, like people go to school, go home, do homework, and learn. They take that like a habit. So it just keep on recycle over. And it's good to keep a habit sometimes, but it's also bad because when you keep a habit, you tend to pay lack of attention to any changes you need to make because it's already in a good form and shape that where you don't need to make much changes. But you have to understand this world is constantly on a rapid race of getting better technology, living better lifestyle, having different way to see thing and hear thing or talk about thing. But one thing it doesn't change is the base root of certain thing. So just like knowledge, you still have to spend time to learn it regardless of fact. Like there could be new knowledge coming out and everything's new way to learn, but the only thing for that to happen is you need to execute it so it could actually apply to you. So I did not get into the reading books or this habit until maybe just quite a while ago, maybe I'll say 3, 4 months ago, and I simply clutched out, read like almost nearly 10 books. It's not a lot in 3, 4 months, I honestly say. There's often people that read more, but at least now I keep this as a habit where I still watch daily video to learn because it's also another fast way to learn as well, I think. And just simply not missing out a day because you might get lucky in some day and some day you just don't. And if you don't miss out, then you won't miss out on a lucky day. Like as I'm just thinking, doing this simply, it's kind of like a way of reflecting for me. I try to do this every month. I'll say it's very important to reflect on the journey and way for you to improve over time. Because in the short amount of period, many new people I made already became wealthy enough to support their next stage in life. So everything happened in a very short amount of time without you expecting it. And truly, as I go through in the real estate industry too, such as just meeting investor, meeting people, you have to understand what you're good at, what's your niche, and what you gotta truly focus on. So which why I think building up the base root in this industry is very important, especially in such today age where real estate isn't easy as you think it is, honestly. This industry is very like highly engaged, but people get eliminated very fast too, and often people quit very fast as well. So it is very important where you have to focus on certain niche that you're good at and your belief and you keep doing it because I gone around with work with different agent and I see different people using different style. So for me, I often get asked, like I said in the beginning, when am I gonna make certain thing happen? When am I gonna achieve certain thing? Well, here's the answer. I think it's more important to focus on my own path, on the own timeline, because other people want to see your result so they could maybe talk about it, gossip about it, friend about it, brag about it, like all sort of thing they could do. But one thing you gotta realize, you're not living your life for them. You're living for yourself. You have to do everything in your own pace, but rather than following other. Because matter of fact, when you try to keep up with other and follow other pace and trying to prove to other, you're gonna eventually feel burned out. That's how I felt early on stage. I felt like I gotta get all this together all in one day, get this done in this time in a certain like it's good to set a deadline or a timeline for you to do certain things, but it's constantly bad if you are competing to prove someone. You're eager to show someone you have the capability to do it. Like it's just that FU vibe. Who doesn't want that? So I think it's really great for you to reflect and summarize to see things, how far you have become on this journey and what much more you need to improve on. Because you don't necessarily have to accomplish certain thing at certain age or certain time in your life, but rather eventually getting there. It's like you're running in a race or a marathon. It's not about how fast you go through in between or what's the time when you finish. It's about are you able to finish? Like so your starting point, your goal, you gotta understand if you're going to finish it or not. And without further insight, I think as of now for this past few months, this might have just what I've been learning. Just learn to focus on my own and have my vision out there, looking, scouting, spectating other, and learn from them because other people got to experience what they gone through and the way what they show is might be the most professional for them because they've been doing something like that for a while and it's a faster way for you to learn because why not just learn from other and improve on yourself.